Welcome! My name is Alan, and today we are going to do our 26th edition of Congressional Donors. Today we will be covering DeGette through Demings. First person we're going to talk about today is Diana DeGette. She's 63-year-old and represents the 1st District of Colorado. She is a Democrat, and she is serving her 12th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. She graduated with a BA from Colorado College in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Graduated with a JD from New York University in New York City, New York. Was a member of the Colorado State House of Representatives before being elected to the United States House of Representatives. Her House committees are the Committees on Energy and Commerce and the Committee on Natural Resources. Now, her top 5 individual donors. At the top, MedQuest Pharmacy, a company that offers prescription drugs and non-prescription medicines. It serves customers in the state of Utah. It is headquartered in North Salt Lake, Utah. And it donated $18,800. Next, Pisces Incorporated, a fish processing products company that provides machines for marine, freshwater, and aquaculture species, as well as engineering, computer and design, sales, service technicians, foreign representatives, and consultants for each of its clients, and it is headquartered in San Francisco, California. It donated $16,800. Next is Alphabet Inc. It's an American multinational conglomerate that owns Google and is headquartered in Mountain View, California. They donated $16,525. Next is Brownstein Hyatt et al. Brownstein Hyatt Farber Schreck is a lobbying and law firm and is headquartered in Denver, Colorado. They donated $12,343. And last, the University of Colorado, which donated $11,391. Now, her top 5 industry donors. At the top, lawyers and law firms. Altogether, they donated $111,846. Next, health professionals. Altogether, they donated $84,493. Next, pharmaceuticals and health products. Altogether, they donated $66,330. Next, securities and investment. Altogether, they donated $50,660. And lastly, retired, who altogether donated $50,042. And once again, that was DeGette of Colorado. Next person we're going to talk about is Rosa L. DeLauro. She's 77-year old and represents the 3rd District of Connecticut. She is a Democrat, and she is serving her 15th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. She graduated with a BA from Marymount College in Tarrytown, New York, attended the London School of Economics in London, England, graduated with a MA from Columbia University in New York City, New York, was a staff member for Mayor Frank Logue in New Haven, Connecticut, was campaign manager for Mayor Frank Logue, was a staff member for the New Haven, Connecticut Development Administrator, was campaign manager for U.S. Senator Christopher J. Dodd of Connecticut, was a staff member for U.S. Senator Christopher J. Dodd of Connecticut. She was the executive director for Countdown 87, the executive director for Emily's List, before finally being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Her House committees are the Committee on Appropriations and the Committee on Budgets. Now, her top 5 individual donors. At the top, Yale University. It donated $18,550. Next, Triumvirate Environmental, a commercial waste management and environmental services provider company. They are headquartered in Somerville, Massachusetts. They donated $15,000. Next is Raytheon Technologies, the merged corporation of the Raytheon Company and United Technologies Corporation that is an American multinational conglomerate. It researched, developed, and manufactured products in numerous areas and is headquartered in Farmington, Connecticut. They donated $14,180. Next, Koskoff, and Beater, an American law firm headquartered in Bridgeport, Connecticut. They donated $12,773. And last is Cornerstone Government Relations. I'm assuming also known as Cornerstone Government Affairs, since that's the one that kept popping up. It is a full-service public affairs consulting firm that offers services such as brand promotion, business consulting, federal appropriations, federal marketing, and issue management. It is headquartered in Washington, D.C., and it donated $11,200. Now, her top 5 industry donors. At the top, health professionals. Altogether, they donated $82,069. Next, lawyers and law firms. Altogether, they donated $67,575. Next, lobbyists. Altogether, they donated $66,300. Next, retired. Altogether, they donated $54,858. And lastly, public sector unions, who altogether donated $52,015. And once again, That was Rosa DeLauro of Connecticut. Next person we're talking about is Suzanne DelBene. She's 58-year-old and represents the 1st District of Washington. She is a Democrat and she is serving her 5th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. She graduated with a BA from Reed College in Portland, Oregon, graduated with an MBA from the University of Washington in Seattle, Washington, was a business executive, had an unsuccessful candidacy for the U.S. Congress, was the director of the Washington State Department of Revenue before finally being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Her committees are the Committees on Ways and Means. Now, her top 5 individual donors. At the top, Amazon.com, an American multinational technology company based in Seattle that focuses on e-commerce, cloud computing, digital streaming, and artificial intelligence. They donated $27,647. Next, Microsoft Corporation, an American multinational technology company with headquarters in Redmond, Washington. Next, Puget Equico, an energy services company that distributes electricity and natural gas to customers in the U.S. and is headquartered in Bellevue, Washington. They donated $13,172. Next is Investment Company Institute, the leading global association of regulated funds, including mutual funds, exchange-traded funds, closed-end funds, and unit investment trusts in the U.S., and similar funds offered to investors in jurisdictions worldwide. They are headquartered in Washington, D.C. They donated $12,500. Lastly, Democracy Engine, a web-based platform for organizations who fundraise for candidates and causes, and they donated $12,100. Now, her top 5 industry donors. At the top, insurance, who altogether donated $115,731. Next, securities and investment, who altogether donated $108,506. Next, Democratic Liberal Groups, who altogether donated $101,964. Next is health professionals, who altogether donated $95,348. And last, pharmaceuticals and health products, who altogether donated $76,083. And once again, that was Susan DelBene of Washington. Next person we're going to talk about is Antonio Delgado. He's 43-year-old and represents the 19th District of New York. He is a Democrat, and he is serving his 1st term in the U.S. House of Representatives. He graduated with a BA from Colgate University in Hamilton, New York, graduated as a Rhodes Scholar with an MA from Oxford University in Oxford, England, graduated with a JD from Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, was a musician, a private practice lawyer, before finally being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. His House committees are the Committee on Agriculture, the Committee on Small Business, and the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. Now, his top 5 individual donors. At the top, Aiken Gump et al. Aiken, Gump, Strauss, Hauer, and Feld, LLP, is an American international law firm and the most profitable lobbying firm in the United States. It's headquartered in Washington, D.C. They donated $98,471. Next, Democracy Engine, a web-based platform for organizations that fundraise for candidates and causes. They donated $76,800. Next, Alphabet Inc., an American multinational conglomerate that owns Google and is headquartered in Mountain View, California. They donated $29,493. Next, Prime Clerk, a bankruptcy and noticing agency that focuses on restructuring and bankruptcy administration services, which include pre-filing preparation, creditor matrix management, claims processing and analysis, public securities noticing, solicitation, customizable claims and voting reports, and secure disbursements services. They're headquartered in New York City, New York, and they donated $28,250. Last is Paul Weiss et al. Paul Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton, and Garrison, LLP, is an international law firm headquartered in New York City, New York. They donated $26,454. Now, his top 5 industry owners. At the top, Securities and Investment, who altogether donated $527,089. Next, Lawyers and Law Firms, who altogether donated $411,952. Next, Retired, who altogether donated $364,117. Next, Democratic Liberal Groups, who altogether donated $336,580. And last, Education, who altogether donated $175,851. And once again, that was Antonio Delgado of New York. Last person we're going to talk about today is Val Demings. She's 63-year-old and represents the 10th District of Florida. She is a Democrat and is serving her second term in the United States House of Representatives. She graduated with a BS from Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida. Graduated with a MPA from Webster University in Orlando, Florida. Was a social worker, a police officer, commander of special operations for the Orlando, Florida Police Department, was chief of police for Orlando, Florida, had an unsuccessful candidacy for U.S. Congress before finally being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Her House committees are the Committee on Homeland Security, Committee on the Judiciary, and the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Now, her top 5 individual donors. At the top, Mark Michaels Interior Design, an interior design company founded in 1985 that provides various business services. They're headquartered in Winter Park, Florida. They donated $14,000. Next, Princeton University, who altogether donated $14,000. Next, Comcast Corporation, a telecommunications company based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They donated $13,800. Next, Blue Cross Blue Shield, a federation of 36 separate U.S. health insurance organizations and companies. It's headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, and it donated $11,250. And last, Benata Aluminum of Florida, a company whose line of business includes extruding of aluminum and aluminum base alloy basic shapes, headquartered in Sanford, Florida, and they donated $11,200. Now, her top 5 industry donors. At the top, retired. Good. They donated $75,040. Next, lawyers and law firms, who altogether donated $68,012. Next, real estate, who altogether donated $47,496. Next, securities and investment, who altogether donated $46,980. And lastly, Democratic and liberal groups, who altogether donated $38,685. And once again, that was Val Demings of Florida. As always, I will try to make sure that the sources are cited in the description below. I couldn't think of the term. But as always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you have something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. But I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, later.